it's Inktober, and it's the time that you draw in ink every day for 30 days, which is an awful lot to do. And so I've been thinking about how I can show you how to draw just something really, really simple. And I thought, you might want to draw a human face. So I've been planning out various things, and I'm going to show you how to draw this girl here. And it's really quite simple, and all you need is a pen, or you could use a pencil, whatever you want. I'm going to leave you a moment to go and get one and a piece of paper, and I'll see you back in a moment when we will not talk about it. We're going to do it. There are no rules. You can draw with absolutely anything, but this is my favourite pen, and it's a Rotary Graphic 0.3. They're not very expensive. All the links are down below, and it has pigmented ink. I like that because it dries waterproof and definitely black. Waterproof means I can then watercolour over the top of it, but we're not worried about that today. So what we're going to do is to start off by drawing a U shape. So just do exactly what I do and follow along. And then on the side we're going to put handles, otherwise known as ears. So they're just like sort of handles on the side of a cup. Inside we're going to draw a little S shape there, and a backwards S shape, which you might not be so used to drawing, because we're more used to writing an S, aren't we? And then next I am going to draw from here, sort of following around that line of that ear. I'm going to draw a curve going up there, another curve going up there, and then a couple of, or maybe three, how about that, three little bits sort of sticking down there. So it's kind of a centre parting, but it's a fringy centre parting, isn't it? And I think I'm going to put the face in now. So around about here I'm going to put the eyes. So it's not quite a dot, it's not quite, it's a kind of a slightly longer blobby kind of shape that I've drawn there, and I'll give us some eyebrows like that. And then the nose is very, very simple. It's just like a backwards capital L, and then slight curve for the mouth like that. And I'm not drawing it all the way for that bottom lip. And it's really, what it is, it's showing off the teeth rather than sort of creating a lip. But if you want a lip, just put a little bit of shadow underneath it like that. Once you start drawing lips, it all gets a bit kind of like you've got a pair of balloons stuck on the front. So if you can follow this kind of curve through to about there, then I'm going to draw down and a wiggle. Another thing I like about this pen is I don't know if you can see, it starts off kind of thick, and then as I flick away it kind of goes thinner. But that's something you kind of learn with practice. And again we're going to do something like that on that side there too. So she's kind of flicked her hair behind her ears, and we're just going to kind of follow the contours as we go down, getting slightly closer. And I think we might now put the neck in there. So we just want two lines down for the neck, join them with a curve, and we'll give her a bit of a collar, I think, like that. And we could, if you put some dots around there, that will just kind of add a bit of sort of lacy interest. And maybe you see a bit of her throat there as well. And I'm just going to draw a curve there and shade in those little spaces. And that's shadow. So the light is coming here and her chin is creating a shadow on her neck. And let's put the shoulders in as well. And I'm going to make it a little bit jaunty. So I'm going to have shoulder coming down, and this is more sort of coming up. So she's kind of leaning into the pose. Now I'm going to draw, it's a kind of an S again, and next to it one that gets a little bit closer. And this is going to go the other direction and the same. And then we're just going to kind of fill in those spaces with just gentle curves like that. Now, like it says trailing across the top here, you can stop and start and replay any time. So I'm trying to go sort of slowly here, but if you get stuck, do stop, start, and also you can always start again. If you get stuck, you can start again. Now, from here I'm going to draw a curve into this little kind of space here, and another one about there, and then I'm going to go up slightly and then kind of around to there, up a little bit and down like that, and then we're going to do an up and around and down, up and around and down like that, and that kind of keeps it really nice and simple. Now I'm going to do a little kind of a letter Y there, and there's a bit of a curve there and a little kind of Y. Why am I doing that? Because this is kind of the fold in the, you know, you always get folds in armpits and sort of elbows and things like that. And what we can, and to make this just a little bit more interesting, I'm just going to flick little lines out just very carefully. So start on the line and flick it out like that. And here again, maybe a bit up into her ears, just flicking out sideways like that. We'll just add a little bit of shadow behind her head and sort of pull the head forward, as it were. And then I'm just going to bring that down a bit, and then I'm going to shade in her jumper. So it's not that she's got a stripy jumper, but this is kind of shaded. And I'm doing this quite nice and evenly because I have years of experience doing it. But don't worry, take your time and just draw lots of little lines like this, and try to keep them really equal, equidistant is probably the word, isn't it? And then I'm going to come down the sleeve on this side, and so what I'm doing here is sort of creating a bit of tone and a bit of interest, and by drawing different lines down the middle to the on the body to the sleeve, then that kind of makes them slightly different and separates the areas. And it's just a really simple way with ink to create sort of blocks of tone, because we're not going to have colour on an ink thing, are we? It's all going to be about tone. And I'm going to leave it like that. And I think that if you've never drawn anything before and you draw something like that, you will probably feel quite pleased with yourself. I think one of the things to remember is that a drawing does not have to look like a photograph. If you want a photograph, you get a camera and you take a picture. A drawing does not have to look like a photograph. A drawing can be anything but a photograph. And if you draw something like that, then you are drawing, and you can draw. And it would be really nice if you were proud of your drawing and you wanted to share it on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Put hashtag Shooby-Doodle alongside it, and then, you know, maybe I'll share it, and maybe I'll give you a thumbs up, and I would just love to see how you did. And I'd like to think maybe you would want to click that button down there and subscribe to the Shoe Rainer Drawing channel, and keep coming back to find lots more drawings. Let me know the kind of thing you'd want me to show you to draw, and get really excited about the idea of drawing, and want to do a little bit more every day. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.